Tonight, you are invited into a fairy tale castle overlooking the sea where midnight softens the edges of the world and everything feels just a little quieter. Beyond stone corridors and moonlit terraces, a peaceful refuge awaits, a place of candlelight, gentle waves, and magic. As you wander through the castle's halls, linger in hidden gardens, and rest beneath the glow of the moon, you'll discover that not every journey is meant to lead somewhere. Some journeys simply invite you to pause, breathe, let go, and rest beside magic. So settle in, get comfortable, and allow yourself to drift to a world where the night is calm, the sea is endless, and sleep arrives as softly as the turning of a page. Welcome to the Whispering Willow. I'm Diana, and you are listening to the castle where midnight softens. I'm so happy you've chosen to be here this evening. Tonight's sleep story is a gentle fairy tale, a quiet journey into a castle where candlelight glows across polished floors, where music drifts softly through distant halls, and where magic unfolds somewhere nearby without asking you to be a part of it. This is not a story you need to follow closely. There is no puzzle to solve or task to complete. No moment you must stay awake to understand. You are simply invited to arrive, to wander, to rest, and let the magic of the evening carry you for as long as it serves you. And when you're ready, you can let go of my voice and embrace sleep. So begin by settling in now. Allow your body to find the place where it is supported. Let your head rest, let your shoulders soften, let your hands fall easily in whatever spot feels most comfortable. And if it feels nice to you, allow your eyes to close. Take a slow breath in, just enough to notice the air arriving, and then let it go. Maybe sigh it out, as though the day itself can loosen its hold on you. Again, breathe in gently, and then let it go. Maybe letting the muscles of your face release this time. Your jaw unclench, your forehead smooth. Rest your tongue and your eyes. Allow them to become soft behind your closed lids. There is nothing you need to prepare for now, nothing you need to hold together. The night has room for all of it, so let it go. And slowly, at your pace, the story can begin. You find yourself walking along a quiet road at dusk. The road is narrow and pale beneath your feet, curving between fields that have grown silver in the fading light. The air is cool but comfortable. It carries the scent of damp grass, wildflowers, and far-off rain. Above you, the sky is painted in the last colors of evening. Lavender near the hills, soft peach along the horizon, and deep azure gathering slowly overhead. Clouds drift in long, gentle layers, their edges still touched with light, as though the sun has left a few golden threads trailing behind. You walk without hurry because you understand there is no rush. There is nowhere you must be at any particular time. The road is quiet enough that you can hear the small sounds of the countryside around you. The rustle of leaves in the hedgerow, crickets beginning their evening song, the distant call of an evening bird settling into the trees, and far ahead, beyond the fields, something begins to appear. At first, it is only a shape against the deepening sky, a line of towers, maybe, a suggestion of rooftops, a faint glow resting low among the hills. But as the road carries you closer, you begin to understand what you are seeing. It's a castle, not sharp or cold, but warm and soft with light, alive and living. Its windows glow like small golden stars. Its towers rise softly into the evening, and around it, lanterns shimmer along the road, marking the way. The castle seems to belong to a story you have always known, though perhaps never entered quite this way before. It is familiar without being ordinary, grand without being overwhelming, magical but gently so, as though the magic lives in the background. As you continue forward, the smooth earth beneath your feet turns into a path of worn stone. The stones are old, polished by rain and wheels and countless footsteps. They hold the day's coolness, and now and then a small puddle reflects the sky, lavender, peach, blue, and the first pale twinkle of evening stars. On either side of the road now, lanterns hang from iron hooks. Their light is soft and amber, swaying slightly in the breeze. Beyond them, the castle gates stand open, waiting but not guarding, welcoming you, as though you have been expected, as if some secret part of the night knew you would come. You step beneath the great stone archway. The sound of your footsteps changes at once, from the hush of the road to the gentle echo of stone beneath high walls. Inside the courtyard, everything is alive with preparation. Not hurried or frantic, only excitedly awake. Servants cross the courtyard carrying baskets of flowers. A groom leads a horse toward the stables, murmuring softly to calm it. 2 lanterns are being lit near a fountain. Water spills from one tier to another in a steady, silver thread. And above it all, from somewhere deep inside the castle, music drifts faintly into the evening air. A violin tuning, a few notes from a flute, a low, warm murmur of instruments finding their place. Tonight, the castle is preparing for a ball, an annual celebration of the summer, and everyone from many miles has been invited. regardless of their station or rank. You've heard that tonight the prince will choose a bride. You look down at the invitation in your hand. It is printed on thick ivory parchment edged with delicate silver filigree. When you opened it, the paper felt surprisingly soft beneath your fingertips, as though it had been carefully preserved for many years. Across the front, embossed in shimmering silver, is the image of a castle perched high above the sea. Tiny waves curl beneath its cliffs, stars sparkle overhead, and in the tallest tower, a single golden lantern glows. Inside, elegant script flows across the page. You are warmly invited to an evening at the castle where midnight softens, a night of music, candlelight, and celebration. No grand obligations, no expectations, only an invitation to wander the moonlit halls, enjoy the company of fellow guests, and share in the gentle magic of the evening. At the bottom of the page, a small silver seal has been pressed into the parchment. The seal bears the image of a crescent moon resting upon calm waters. You recognize it as the crest of the king and queen. When the light catches it, the silver seems to shimmer softly, almost as though the sea itself is reflecting moonlight. For a moment, you simply hold the invitation and smile. Somehow, even before the journey begins, the evening already feels magical. The king and queen are generous, kind, and loving. They believe in the power of community. Thus the castle, like the monarchs, is preparing to receive this night with open arms. You pause near a fountain. The courtyard stones are damp from an earlier rain, and they reflect the lanterns in soft, broken patterns. Tiny droplets cling to the climbing roses along the wall. A vine trembles in the breeze. Somewhere nearby, water slips from the edge of a rooftop, falling one drop at a time into a shallow basin below. Everything feels washed clean, as though the whole castle has taken a breath and released it. A kind attendant notices you near the fountain. She wears a simple cloak the color of moonlight and carries a small lantern in one hand. She smiles as though your arrival is neither surprising nor strange. "Come," she says softly, "your room is ready." You follow her across the courtyard, through a side entrance framed by ivy and pink roses, and walk into the castle. The air changes as you step inside. It is warmer here, scented faintly with beeswax candles, polished wood, fresh flowers, and something sweet baking far away in the kitchens. The corridor stretches ahead of you. It is wide and elegant, yet it feels peaceful and cozy at the same time. Lit by sconces along the walls, their flames move softly behind glass. Above you, the ceiling arches high into shadow. Below you, the floor gleams with a kind of shine that comes from many years of constant care. There are flowers everywhere, enough to make the castle feel as though spring has wandered indoors. White blossoms in tall vases, trailing greenery along the banisters, small bowls of violets on polished tables, topiaries and trained bushes in nooks and corners. You pass an open doorway. Inside, several musicians sit together in a small room, practicing quietly before the evening begins. A harp stands near the window. A violinist draws a slow note across the strings. A cellist listens with closed eyes. The sound is gentle, unfinished, beautiful in the way unfinished things can be. You keep walking, and further along, another doorway opens into a room filled with flowers. Garlands are being woven there. Pale roses, bluebells, and tiny white flowers like stars. Hands move carefully among them, skilled, threading stems together, placing each blossom where it naturally belongs. No one rushes. No one seems troubled by time. The castle knows how to prepare without panic, how to become ready slowly, how to allow beauty to arrive in layers. You pass another corridor, and from its far end comes a glow brighter than the rest. This is the ballroom. You do not enter it yet. You only glimpse it from afar. Tall doors standing open, chandeliers shining with hundreds of candles, a floor polished like still water, and beyond it, movement, soft shapes passing through light, the beginnings of preparation for a fairy tale gathering. Somewhere, a story you have heard before is moving toward its own shining moment. A carriage crosses the moonlit road. Glass slippers glitter beneath a flowing gown. Midnight waits patiently in the hands of a clock. But none of that asks anything of you. You are here beside the story, not at its center, not responsible for its turning, only present within the same gentle night. Sometimes being in the presence of magic is enough. The attendant leads you up a staircase that curves along a wall. The banister is smooth in your hand. At each landing, a tall window looks out over the courtyard below. You can see the fountain now from above. Its water shines silver in the glowing moonlight. You can see guests arriving at the gate, carriages rolling in slowly, lanterns held by footmen, cloaks lifted from shoulders, soft laughter rising and falling. Everything seems distant enough to be peaceful, near enough to feel welcoming, happy and comforting. At the top of the stairs, the corridor grows quieter. A long runner softens your footsteps. Paintings line the walls, landscapes of forests, gardens, and moonlit lakes, fairies, and castles even older than this one. You pass a window where the curtains move slightly in the night air. Outside, a balcony overlooks the western gardens. The sky has deepened now. The first stars are visible between the clouds, and the moon, not yet high, rests like a silver coin above the trees. At last, the attendant stops before a carved wooden door. She opens it with a small brass key, and inside, a room waits for you. It is simple yet elegant, comfortable, softly lit, and peaceful, with all the details that make a place feel prepared just for you. There is a bed with clean white linens, a folded blanket at its foot, a small table beside it with a crystal lamp, a vase with one rose, and a cup of tea. A chair rests near the window, deep with generous cushions made of blue velvet. A vase of blue hydrangeas sits on the sill. The window stands slightly open, allowing the cool night air to drift inside, carrying the scent of wet stone, rose leaves, and distant gardens. Beyond the window, the castle grounds slope away into moonlight. Lanterns glow along the paths. Far below, the courtyard remains gently active, and from somewhere beneath you, music begins again, this time more intentional, fuller, and warmer. The first dance, perhaps, or only the invitation to begin. The attendant places the lantern on the table. "You may rest here as long as you like," she says. "The castle keeps gentle hours tonight." Then she leaves you in the quiet room, closing the door softly behind her. For a few moments, you simply stand there, taking in the fullness of the space, its stillness, the bed, the open window, the candlelight, the distant music. You have a sense that you have arrived not only in a castle, but in a gentler kind of time and place. A magical moment, peaceful and calm. You step toward the window. The stone beneath it is cool to the touch. A curtain brushes your arm. Outside, the gardens shimmer in the half-light. Gravel paths curve between hedges. White flowers glow faintly among the leaves. A fountain stands in the center of a small lower terrace, and its water catches the moon in tiny moving fragments. Beyond the gardens, the road disappears into dark fields, the same road that brought you here. But there is no thought of leaving tonight. Tonight, the castle has made room for you. You notice a folded note on the small table beside the tea. The handwriting is graceful and simple. It says, "Tonight the castle hosts its annual midsummer ball. Guests are welcome to join the festivities or simply wander the moonlit halls, quiet gardens, and seaside terraces as their curiosity leads them. Some guests come for the music, some for dancing, others for the quiet places in between. Not all magic gathers beneath the chandeliers. Some waits in quiet courtyards, some lingers on moonlit balconies, Should you find yourself drawn to the quieter corners, you may simply rest beside the magic. You read the final line once again. Rest beside the magic. There is something comforting in that thought. You do not have to become the magic or chase it. You do not have to prove you deserve it or even understand it. You can be near it, held by it, warmed by its presence, and still be perfectly at ease. You sit for a while in the chair by the window. The cushion is soft beneath you. The room is quiet enough that you can hear the tiny sounds within it. The candle flame shifting, the curtain breathing in and out with the breeze, the faint settling of old wood in the walls. From below, music rises softly through the castle, a gentle reminder that joy is happening somewhere nearby, that life is unfolding, that beauty can exist without needing your attention every moment. It simply happens. You let your shoulders lower. You let your hands rest. You let the evening become simple. After a while, curiosity draws you back to the door, the gentle curiosity that belongs to a dream. You open the door and step into the corridor once more. The hall is quieter than it was. Most of the guests have gone down to the ballroom. Most of the servants are gathered near the lower halls. Up here, the castle feels like a sweet secret. You walk slowly along the runner, feeling the plush carpet on your bare feet, passing candle-lit alcoves, closed doors, a narrow table holding a bowl of pears, and a silver bell that no one has rung. At the end of the corridor, you find a small library. Its door is open, and inside, the room glows with firelight. Shelves climb nearly to the ceiling. A ladder rests against one wall. Deep chairs sit near the hearth, and on a low table several books lie open. You step inside. The air smells of paper, leather, and smoke, and a trace of lavender tucked somewhere among the pages. The fire burns low and steady. A clock on the mantel ticks with a slow, patient rhythm, as though it is keeping you company, reminding you you're not alone. You choose a chair near the hearth and sit. For a little while, you just listen. The music below filters up through the floor and walls, softened by distance. A waltz, perhaps, or the memory of one. You imagine the ballroom below, candlelight reflected in tall mirrors, silks and satins moving like petals, hands meeting briefly, then drifting apart. Somewhere in that glowing room, a story is unfolding. A young woman arrives in a gown the color of moonlit water. A prince turns toward her without yet knowing why. The room holds its breath. But up here, The library holds a different kind of wonder, the wonder of quiet, of peace, of being unobserved, alone, yet cared for. The wonder of a chair waiting beside a fire and the permission to need nothing more. You take one of the open books from the table. Its pages are filled not with dramatic battles or difficult quests, but small, enchanted recordings of ordinary things. A page about a baker who learned to let bread rise slowly. A page about a gardener who discovered that moonflowers open only when no one is asking them to hurry. A page about a traveler who arrived late to a festival and found that the quiet after the celebration was just as beautiful as the celebration itself. You smile faintly. The book seems to understand the kind of story you need tonight. The clock on the mantel ticks. The fire settles. A log shifts, sending a brief spray of sparks upward. Then everything becomes still again. After some time, you return the book to the table. You rise slowly. There is another doorway at the far end of the library, partly hidden behind a curtain. It opens onto a balcony. You step outside. The balcony is sheltered by stone arches. The rain has begun again, a soft, fine rain, moving through the moonlight. It whispers against the leaves below. It darkens the stone rail. It blurs the lanterns in the garden into halos of gold. From here you can see the ballroom windows, tall and bright. Inside, figures move in slow circles. You cannot make out faces or follow the steps. You only see the gentle motion of light and shadow. And then, briefly, a hush seems to pass through the music, a soft change, as if something lovely has entered the room. You do not need to know what it is. You simply feel the castle respond. And you smile. A candle flickers. The rain softens. The night grows attentive. Then the music resumes, slow and graceful, tender and sweet. You remain on the balcony for a while, listening to the rain, watching light move across the windows, feeling the cool air settle around you. There is comfort in being near joy without having to participate in it. Comfort in watching from a peaceful distance. Comfort in knowing that some stories can unfold without needing you to carry them. When you return inside, the library feels even warmer. The fire glows low. The clock ticks patiently. And your body begins to feel pleasantly heavy now, as if rest has been waiting for the right moment to arrive. You make your way back through the corridor. The castle is quieter still. Downstairs the ball continues. But up here, night has taken its gentle place. You pass a tall mirror in the hallway. In it you see only the soft outline of yourself in the candlelight. No demand to be more polished. No need to appear any certain way. No need to be chosen, admired, recognized, or transformed. You are already allowed to be here, already welcome, already enough. You continue onward. Near the stairs, a great clock stands against the wall. Its wooden case is carved with vines and stars. Its pendulum moves slowly behind glass. Tick, tock, tick, tock. There is something reassuring in the sound, not a warning that time is passing, but a reminder that time can hold you, that every moment does not have to be spent becoming. Some moments are simply for being. Some are for wandering. Some are for standing quietly in a castle hallway while rain falls beyond the windows, music drifts through the stone, and magic happens somewhere below. You place one hand on the carved wood of the clock. It is warm from the room, steady, old, and patient. The hands move toward midnight, but here, midnight does not feel like an ending. It feels like a soft doorway, a place where one kind of magic changes into another. You return to your room. The candle beside the bed is still glowing. The tea has cooled slightly. The window remains open just enough for the night air to move through. You close the door behind you. The room welcomes you back with quiet familiarity. You cross to the window one last time. Outside, the rain falls gently through moonlight. Below, the courtyard is nearly empty now. A few lanterns sway. A footman carries an umbrella across the stones. A white horse shifts in the stable yard. The fountain continues its silver conversation with the night. And then from somewhere within the castle, the great clock begins to strike. 1. A deep, gentle tone moves through the walls. 2. The rain listens. 3. The candles tremble softly. 4. The music below stills. 5. The courtyard holds its breath. 6. You breathe in. 7. You breathe out. 8. The night remains kind. 9. Nothing is required of you. 10. You are safe here. 11. You may let go. 12. Midnight settles over the castle like a blanket. For a moment, everything is very still. Then somewhere far below, there is movement, a door opening, footsteps on marble, a murmur, the faint sound of someone hurrying down a staircase. But here in your room, nothing rushes, nothing vanishes, nothing asks you to hurry. The magic simply changes shape from music into memory, from candlelight into moonlight, from celebration into rest. And you watch the courtyard until it becomes quiet again. Then you close the window part way, leaving just a small opening for the rain-scented air. You turn toward the bed. The linens look soft in the low light. The blanket waits folded and warm. You sit on the edge of the mattress and feel it give gently beneath your weight. Your body is tired now, heavy, ready to be held, ready to stop moving, ready to rest beside the magic. You slip beneath the covers. The sheets are cool at first, then slowly they warm around you. You pull the blanket across your body, across your legs, your waist, your chest, up around your shoulders. The weight of it feels comforting and steady. You settle your head into the pillow. Your neck releases. Your shoulders drop. Your arms become heavy. Your hands rest without needing to hold anything. Your legs sink into the mattress. Your feet relax. The room is dim now. Only the candle, only the moon, only the faraway glow of lanterns outside. Somewhere below, voices fade into the distance. A carriage rolls softly across wet stone. Hooves move throughout the courtyard, then farther away, then softer, then gone. The castle exhales. The ball is becoming memory. The guests are drifting toward their rooms. Servants lower candles in the ballroom. Musicians close their cases, and flowers rest in their vases. The grand staircase lies quiet beneath moonlight, and you are here, warm beneath the blanket, with nothing left to do. Your breathing slows naturally, in and out, in and out. The rain taps gently at the sill. The clock in the hallway ticks with patient kindness. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Each sound giving you permission to release a little more. Your forehead softens, your eyes rest, your cheek loosens, your jaw becomes easy, your throat softens, your chest rises and falls, your belly releases, your whole body feels supported. held by the bed, held by the room, held by the castle, held by the night. And perhaps that is the secret of this place. Not that magic changes everything all at once. Not that midnight must undo what came before, but that even near wonder there can be rest. Even beside a fairy tale, you do not have to become anyone other than yourself. You can arrive tired. You can move slowly. You can miss the grandest moment and still receive the gentlest part. You can be held by the spaces between events, the hall after the music, the room above the courtyard, the rain after midnight, the quiet after the story has turned toward morning. And still, you are welcome. You belong. You breathe again, and somewhere in the castle, a final candle is blown out. The smoke curls upward. The ballroom sleeps. The staircase sleeps. The fountain continues softly in the courtyard. The gardens drink the rain. The road beyond the gates grows silver beneath the moon. And you rest. No concern about what happens next. The night knows. The castle knows. The morning will come when it is ready. For now, there is only this bed, this blanket, this gentle room, this rain, this breath, in and out, in and out. The clock ticks slowly in the hall, holding you softly like a cradle made of time. Tick, tock, rest. Tick, tock, release. Tick, tock, nothing to solve. Tick, tock, nothing to prove. Only sleep. And as the rain continues and the moon moves quietly behind the clouds, as the castle settles deeper into the dark, your thoughts become fewer, softer, more distant, like lanterns seen through the rain, as carriages travel softly away. One by one, they blur and fade and drift away. The blanket is warm. The pillow is soft. The room is safe. The castle is quiet. And you are exactly where you belong, resting beside the magic, beyond the hurry, in a story that asks nothing more of you than to let yourself be carried slowly and peacefully into sleep. The rain falls, the clock ticks, the castle dreams, and little by little, so do you. Good night.